Graeme, I appreciate it's a big game upcoming, but there's been a lot of speculation again about the managerial situation at Rangers. Has that had any impact on such a big week for you personally?
I can't let it. There's always going to be speculation because this is a fantastic job. All I can do is concentrate on the group, make sure we're prepared and make sure we're ready for a massive, massive game and we go and represent ourselves properly.
Have you been kept up to speed on anything that's going on in terms of...
Situation hasn't changed. Everything else outside our walls is just speculation. As far as I'm concerned, as far as the players are concerned, it's our biggest game of the season and we need to go and put a few things right.
Given it's a big name like Steven Gerrard, is that something again that can steal the headlines? Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
Once again, it's speculation out with our control. We've just concentrated on the game and making sure that when the eyes of the world are watching, they see a proper Rangers team, not the team that we showed them last time. We need to make sure that we take to the pitch with an aggressive manner and an intent to go and make sure we represent ourselves and the club and the fans properly.
And given that then, and given it is such a big game, the eyes of the world are on it, as you said, is that an opportunity for you again to audition for this role? Because there is speculation about somebody, say, like Steven Gerrard, who is a youth coach as well. You're maybe more experienced than him. Is that
Listen, I'm in the role currently. I love the role. I'll do everything I possibly can to keep the role. I'll be fighting as hard as I can in these last 4 games to finish as high up the table as I possibly can and do my job to the best of my ability. I think I've done a good job so far. We've gone from 4th to 2nd with a squad of players that aren't mine, with a style of football that's starting to look like I want it to look, and I'm desperate for the opportunity to bring my own players and put my real stamp on the team. It's another opportunity on Sunday for the players that played last time to go and show themselves in a better light. And if there is a new manager to come in at the end of the season, which there will be, someone will be appointed, they're all auditioning. So what they need to do is make sure they perform properly, because if I'm going to be the manager, they need to impress me. They owe themselves a performance. And if someone else is going to be the manager, they owe themselves a big performance to go and impress them.
You're very passionate there, Graeme. Do you feel that message has been getting across to those upstairs, exactly what you said there, that you want this job?
They know that. They know that. There's never been any doubt about that. I'm marvellously honoured to be sitting here. People would love this job. Trust me, it's a massive job. It's a stellar job. For my first appointment as a manager, I could not have hoped or dreamed for anything like it. I'm desperate to hold on to it. I think I've done a really good job so far. I want a chance to continue on. If it's not to be me, then someone else will have a fantastic job. But I reiterate, we have to go and make sure we focus on Sunday, because that's all we can control. We can only control ourselves and what we put into the pitch.
How would you rate your chances of keeping the job?
If I win the next 4 games, you never know. Why not? Go and win the next 4 games, finish in Europe, finish high, and it's a good season all around, and I will have done my job. And I think I will have fulfilled the remit that I was given when I first came in to the letter. And I doubt, quite honestly, if there's anyone else that could have done it as well as I had for a first job.
Could you have done without the speculation and the build-up to what is, as you say, such a massive...
Once again, all you guys are talking about is Steven Gerrard, and again, I get it, he's a fantastic name, he's a fabulous player. But we need our perspective to become really focused and blinkered on what we've got to do. And if we can do that, we've had really good games against them this season, and it's about time we took some points off them.
How important was getting that result last week in terms of getting you guys a bit of confidence, a bit of momentum for the next Sundays?
We played well. We caused Hearts more problems than I think many teams have done. We pulled them around. I saw a few comments that we weren't actually that good, but trust me, Hearts are very, very difficult to play against. And I thought we could have scored more goals than we did. So it's important for the players to see things that we do are working and will work. We need to retain belief. And as you say, it's always nice to go into a big Old Firm game on the back of a win.
Celtic obviously planning for a title party to get the result they're looking for this weekend. What does that do for your preparations, your team talk, the mindset of your players going out this weekend?
We don't have to do anything. It's an Old Firm game. It's an opportunity to stop them winning the title at their place. We've got to go onto the pitch in an aggressive mindset and go and make sure we make it as uncomfortable for them as we possibly can. When we step over that line, we need to make sure we're ready to bring an intensity that we didn't show in the last game. We've done it before. We've had games where we could and should have won the games, in my opinion. Now's the time to actually go and translate that one into 3 points.
You said you've watched that game over and over. How much has that fired you up for an aggressive mindset, as you say, on Sunday?
I've got an aggressive mindset But the people who walk out onto the football pitch need to make sure they have an aggressive mindset and don't take a backward step. No backward step, straight up and get into a fierce engagement and come out on top. That's the mindset that we have to have.
Have you seen that from them in training this week? Can you see that they're building towards that?
They know. It's a hurt group. They were hurt from things that were said, things that have been said, things that have been in the media about them as people and as players. They're desperate to put things right. And that's great for me.
Have you done anything differently then in training this week than before that would really focus them on this game?
No, we show them what we're expecting from Celtic. We've played them a few times this season, obviously, already. But it's about making sure we know what we have to do at certain times of the game. And about making sure we bring our game and we look like the Rangers that I know that we can, with tempo and passion and intensity to a higher order than we showed previously. But I think that we showed for spells at Parkhead and at Ibrox this season.
And those feelings of hurt, those feelings of anger and embarrassment, wanting revenge, does that all come together nicely, but you have to control it, I suppose, for Sunday?
We need to make sure we've got 11 people on the pitch. We need to make sure we have that controlled focus, that controlled aggression that's a positive. And if we have that, I've said it all the way through, we scored lots of goals as a team. We scored more goals than anyone else, which is kind of been brushed under the carpet a little bit. If we go and sustain a level of intensity and aggression and quality, we have the players, I believe, and I've always believed, to cause anyone a problem.
What's the situation with Alan McGregor and Scott Arfield at the moment? Are they signed yet, or what's happening?
Searching for players for next season is ongoing. Will continue to be ongoing until next season, and when we have something to actually tell you about, we'll tell you about it.
So the deals aren't finished then?
Speculation is rife.
Are they good names, or are they names that would enhance this squad?
We want to improve the squad. I've said to you all the way through, we're not the finished article. We're still a work in progress. We want to improve the group. We want to get closer. We want to continue to improve our own lot, because that's all we can really control. And the more good players we have within the group, the better that standard becomes, the better training becomes, the closer we get to our rivals, and the sooner we get back on top.
They have experience, so as well as experience that you need to add to the squad as well, do you think?
We need to add lots of different things to the squad. They won't be the only people that will be being linked to this football club, nor should they be. There'll be lots more people linked to the football club, and lots more inquiries will be ongoing. And I'm sure we'll have some news for you fairly soon.
Have you been heavily involved with the planning for next season?
Yes.
In terms of, so are these players that you have identified, or is there players that you have identified that are being looked into?
I won't give any names out, but players and position and characteristics, as I've said all the way through, have been identified, and work is ongoing to improve the composition and quality within the squad.
We had Jack in earlier. Can we take it from that Wes is not going to make it for Sunday?
Wes is struggling. Wes has had a scan today on his shoulder. Jack came in and did himself no harm last week, and it's a big step in his career progression to go and handle a lawn firm, particularly in the atmosphere that we're going to experience. But I'm confident he can handle it, because he's a confident character. He's a very, very high quality goalkeeper, as far as I can see, and I'm confident that if he goes to play, he'll represent himself very well.
Did you watch what Hibs did last week against Celtic, and does that give you a bit of food for thought?
I watched so many games of football this week, you wouldn't believe it, but we have our own ideas of how we want to discomfort Celtic, but certainly I believe we're better on the front foot as a team, being aggressive and high pressing our opponents, and we need to make sure we get that right, and we need to make sure that we put a complete performance in.
Do you relish going to Celtic Park, given your results there, and it could have been better as well, given the way you played in the second half in particular last time?
Craig Gordon's made some brilliant saves against us at Celtic Park. I enjoy the atmosphere. I enjoy the way that we have played there previously when I've been there. And I would say the semi-final is the only time when we haven't actually laid a glove on them. And that still burns me. We've got an opportunity now, thankfully, to go and put that right, and that's the mindset the players need to have.
Just on your striking options, Jason Cummings came in last weekend. Alfredo Morelos, he's had chances in this fixture. Is that something that you think about, or do you think that could be a driving force for him to potentially try and put that right?
I've got some hungry players who are desperate to be involved. Alfredo's one, Jason's another. Jason came in and as Jason does, he's a pest to defenders, and he scored a goal. but they rely on the people behind them to give them opportunities. We've been good at that so far. We need to continue that, and whoever gets the opportunity, then we're hopeful they can go on and get us the rewards that we want.
Jason's performance last week gave you a bit of a dilemma ahead of this week, and people saying that's probably his best performance so far.
Jason certainly told me it was his best performance so far.
Does it give you sort of a bit of a decision making?
Listen, everyone who played last week, I thought represented themselves in a difficult circumstance, in difficult conditions, in a kind of an eerie stadium, very well. They showed psychological characteristics that we need for this football club. So none of the guys who played last week did themselves any harm at all.
How is Bruno?
Progressing. He's been well publicised. He's been abroad to have some treatment. He's back. He's got a film crew following him around at the moment, detailing his recovery. He's out on the grass now. He's running and he's escalating his tempo of his stuff. So he's quite positive. It'll be too soon for him this game, but he's hopeful of being back shortly.